In this video, we are going to discuss mainly on HCG, that is human chorionic gonadotrophin hormone, and also HPL, that is human placental lactogen hormone. So first, let us start with HCG. So actually, the main production of hormone site, the main hormone production site is in syncytial trophoblast. This point we also discussed in previous videos. Syncytial trophoblast. Okay, that's a main production site, and this HCG hormone is where it is having maximum glycoprotein content. So the maximum glycoprotein content can be seen in this HCG hormone, that is human chorionic gonadotrophin hormone. Okay, so this is found in syncytial trophoblast. Actually, this HCG is divided into two types. One is alpha type, one is beta type. Okay, alpha type you will see it on chromosome number 6, whereas beta type you will see on chromosome number 19. Okay, and alpha type, it is mainly similar to luteinizing hormone FSH and TSH, that is FSH and TSH. So it is similar to this hormones. Okay, and it is non-specific. This alpha type of HCG is mainly non-specific, but if you see the beta type of HCG, it is especially specific for the pregnancy measurement. Okay, specific for C measurement. Okay, so that is a feature of beta HCG. And as we said, this HCG hormone is anatomically similar to, only anatomically it is similar to LH, FSH, TSH, but physiologically, or you can say functionally it is similar only to the luteinizing hormone. This is very important. So functionally only similar to luteinizing hormone, but anatomically it is similar to luteinizing hormone, FSH and TSH, all these hormones. Okay, so now coming to the detection, how to detect HCG in the blood. So to detect the HCG in the blood, you can see this HCG appearing in the blood 8 days after fertilization. How to remember this? If you remember, after 8 days of fertilization only, the syncytial trophoblast, cytotrophoblast will form, right? When the syncytial trophoblast forms, then only HCG can be produced, right? So that's why you can remember like that. In the blood, you can see the HCG production 8 days after fertilization. That is nothing but equal to 22 days of menstrual cycle, or also you can say in other words like 5 to 6 days before missed period. 5 to 6 days before missed period. Okay, because missed period will be usually on 28th day, right? So I said till 22 day uh, HCG is producing. So just 5 to 6 days before the missed period, you can see HCG production in the blood. And what is the most sensitive test to detect HCG? So you can do fluorescence immunoassay test. This is greater than radio immunoassay. So fluorescent immunoassay is the best test to find the HCG. Okay. So now coming to levels and functions of HCG. Actually, HCG will be increasing for every 48 hours in early pregnancy. In early pregnancy, for every 48 hours, you'll be seeing HCG values are increased. Okay, so like you can say it will nearly double for every 48 hours. Double means like about 55 to 65%. Okay, it may double for every 48 hours. Next, coming to maximum HCG values. Maximum HCG values you can see by the time of 60 to 80 days. By the time of 60 to 80 days, or you can say it is nothing but 10th week. So in the 10th week after fertilization, 10th week after fertilization, if you see, that is according to menstrual cycle 60 to 80 days, you can see there is maximum HCG in the blood. Okay, and that is like, as I said, maximum, then the values of HCG will be like about 50,000, that is equal to 105 IUL. Okay, so this will be the maximum value, and HCG will start to decrease after 10th week. HCG will start decreasing after 10th week. So what I am saying, in the blood exactly after 8 days of fertilization, you will see HCG will start forming. Okay, so after 80, like 60 to 80 days, the HCG production will be maximum, like about 10th week, the HCG will be maximum in the blood, that is like about 50,000. Okay, and for every 48 hours in the early pregnancy, the HCG is getting double, that is 55 to 65%. Finally, HCG will start decreasing from the 10th week. It will start decreasing from the 10th week. That is, you can say it will be minimum at 16th weeks of pregnancy. So from the 16th week, if you see, it will be very much lower. It will be very much lower. So now coming to HCG. HCG low level of HCG is continued throughout pregnancy. Okay, low level of HCG is continued throughout pregnancy. So in whole of pregnancy, you can see the HCG level is low, but only about before 10th week it is high. In 16th week it is minimum. So when the again HCG level back to normal, low level is throughout pregnancy, when again normal HCG levels will be just after 1 to 2 weeks of delivery, normal delivery, or you can see 2 to 4 weeks in abortion, or you can see 7 weeks after partial mode evacuation, or you can see 9 weeks complete mole evacuation. So what is a T half? T half of HCG is 36 hours, whereas T half of LH is only 2 hours. Now coming to different functions of HCG. So mainly for what this HCG is useful. HCG help maintain the corpus luteum of pregnancy. It is also giving an initial stimulus to Leydig cells to produce the testosterone, and also it prevents the rejection of fetus. So these are the main functions of HCG. So now let us see in what cases there is increased HCG and in what cases there is decreased HCG. So HCG is mainly increased in twin pregnancy, in molar pregnancy, in choriocarcinoma, and also in Down syndrome. And you can see in erythroblastosis fetalis. So in erythroblastosis fetalis, you can see the HCG level is increased. Even if you remember the estrogen levels are also increased in the case of our erythroblastosis fetalis, because here the placenta which is produced is more. As the placenta is more, even the HCG which is produced will also be more. So twin pregnancy, molar pregnancy, choriocarcinoma, Down syndrome, erythroblastosis fetalis. In these cases, you can see HCG level is increased. HCG level is dropped in ectopic pregnancy and in all types of trisomies except Down syndrome, and also in abortion. So in this case, you can see the HCG level is lower. So urine pregnancy test. You do sandwich ELISA test, which will detect mainly HCG with 201 U per L. Okay. So what is the clinical titer for HCG? The clinical titer of HCG, if you see in 100% of cases of intrauterine pregnancy, there is a visible gestational sac which can be seen. In the case of TVS, it will be about 2000 IU. In the case of TAS, it will be 6500 IU. So now let us see one case. So in this case, UPT is positive. Okay, and here HCG is about 1000. In TVS you will see no gestational sac. So there is no gestational sac. So you need to wait and repeat this after 48 hours. So after, if you repeat of 48 hours, if the HCG value is doubling, then you can say it's early intrauterine pregnancy. And if it is, it will not double. If it will not double, but it will increase. It will increase but no doubling. Then it is ectopic. And if it is lower, if HCG level is lower, then it is abortion. So these are the things we need to see. Next, in another case, if UPT is positive, HCG is 2500. So you can see here the value is very high. The value is very high, and in TVS there is no gestational sac. So clearly you can say this is ectopic pregnancy, because here HCG value is high. Sorry, yeah. So in the beginning itself, I said we are going to discuss about HCG and HPL. So now it's time to discuss about HPL. HPL is also called as HCS. What is this HCS? Human chorionic somatotrophin. Human chorionic somatotropin is another name of HPL, that is human placental lactogen. Okay, so it is actually a single chain polypeptide hormone, like a single chain polypeptide hormone. It is similar to growth hormone. It is similar to growth hormone and also similar to prolactin. Okay, it is similar, and it is detected in the 3 weeks of pregnancy, and it continues to rise throughout. It will continue to rise throughout the pregnancy. So if you see this HCS, that is the human chorionic somatotropin, it is a single polypeptide hormone similar to growth hormone and prolactin, and on the third week you will detect this, and it will continue to rise throughout the pregnancy, and this will reach maximum by 36 weeks. So maximum by 36 weeks, and the marker to check placental functioning. So if you see this HPL, then you can say there is a formation of placenta. The hormone which is produced maximum at term, HPL. So HPL is produced maximum at term. And T half. T half is equal to 20 to 30 minutes. So if you remember, for HCG the T half is 36 hours, for luteinizing hormone 2 hours. But if you see the human placental, this T half is, sorry, human placental lactogen T half is just 20 to 30 minutes. So what are the functions of this hormone? What it does? It mainly promotes lipolysis. So what is lipolysis? Breakdown of lipids. So if the lipids are break down, then the fatty acids are increased in the blood. So this is used by the mother for an energy requirement, and glucose is paid for the fetus. So actually here both glucose and fatty acids both will increase in the blood, but the glucose is paid for the fetus, and the energy will be utilized by the mother only by fatty acids. And this HPL will bring about insulin resistance. It will bring the insulin resistance by increasing the glucose levels in the blood. Note that the hormones which bring insulin resistance especially is HPL. After HPL you will get estrogen, progesterone, and also cortisol. So that's about HPL. So by this we have completed this.